Bonjour, everybody. Bonjour. How we doing? Gosh, so many faces in here already. I can't keep up with all of you. J, Milo, CC, Lindsay, DDAS Gaming, Robs, Jay, Ro. What's up, everybody? How we doing? I'm very good, CC. How are you doing? Lovely to see you. I'm doing very good. I am a little bit ecstatic with the fact that we what's up, Daria? We have the merch finally done. Finally done. Look at that. Look how sick. Oh, it's actually kind of like that way. So sick. Right, sorry, as you can see from the thumbnail, this is a design I did a little while ago. Let me just quickly change it around a second and I'll show you the previous one, which I'll actually grab as well. Let's turn off those ones because that wasn't it, it was this one. We'll grab a copy of that and we'll bring it back to our other canvas. What's up? Not so much a tutorial, DDAS, it's just me casually drawing. A lot of the time these streams are just me drawing to practice and something you may see as a future tutorial. So right now it's not, but you'll see. You'll probably see it as a tutorial at some point in the future. So I've probably shown you this a couple of times if you hung around to the end of a few streams. Just an apple bobbin. I thought it was really cute and I drew it absolutely ages ago. So I wanted to finally put it to work and yeah, get a design done with it. So that's the goal for today. It should be quite a fun one because it's relatively simple, but it's just a matter of trying to remember the steps, and that's pretty much always what this is. It's just a matter of me trying to rejig my memory to remember what the steps were involved to do so. I love it. You love to trust the process merch. I'm so happy with it. I'm really disappointed it wasn't here today, but I'm hoping it'll be here next week. It'll be here tomorrow. So the one that you're seeing in the corner down there is the one that I've got coming tomorrow, and then I've got the white one coming, so the opposite way around coming the week. It might even be here this week. I don't really know, but I am so happy with it. Like, it looks so cool. And I just can't wait to get hold of one. I'm in the process of trading your merch for a holiday. Oh, right, yeah, I saw that on Carl, what's that? Discord, isn't it? How should we start with the apple? Do we just go ahead and just simply try and just crack straight on and try and... Now you could make it like that, but I want it to be a little bit more sort of cartoony than that. I don't really want that shape. It's a little bit too wide as well for me. So we'll adjust it before we move on. Make it a little bit narrower. That's fine with me. That's fine with me. It's a simple shape. And I'm going to go ahead and grab an isometric grid. Isometric grid sometimes is really useful. I've changed it to white so you can see there. When you want to lay something on a flat surface and just try and make sure that the angles are all good. So I can move this onto the grid, like onto those lines. Just pick some random points and just use that as my flat surface guide. So I'm a little bit off to the left. That's fine. You can do something like that, but I can exaggerate it by sort of going off it a little bit to create some perspective. So like that would have been there, perfect one. Whereas if we go ahead and just bring that down one, it just makes it a little bit bigger, closer to us. So just a really easy, simple way to do that. And we'll turn off the drawing guide because we don't need that anymore. I love it. It really is your slogan. So that's really cool, right? Because when we first started doing all of this, I made merch at the very beginning, and the problem with it, in my opinion, is it didn't mean anything at that point. It was just me making sort of merch based off of a few of my designs that I'd done, and yeah, it just didn't really mean anything. So I think it's good. I think it's something that you don't rush. It just comes with time. That you realize, like, something that we either say as a community or I say a lot, and obviously it worked out to be the latter. So yeah, holy smokes, Troy is back with 10 gifted memberships. Be sure to thank Troy if you get a gifted membership. Troy, thank you so much. We haven't seen you for weeks. I was wondering what had happened to you. Let me scroll up before all of those knock every message off the screen. And as Milo's just put, there's a link in the chat there, so you can go ahead and check out the merch. It's in the description down below as well. Yeah, but your name was Crash Matt on here, or is it Crash Matt on here as well? I can't remember. Listen, it's your fault, not mine, okay? You deal with it. You sort it out. Yeah, you should all make sure your names are the same. What's up, Luna? Troy, you're a hero, my friend. Sorry, I was at work, has kept me busy. I assumed as much, but if it had gone on one more week, I'd have messaged you and be like, dude, is everything okay? No, we ain't seen you. My task right now is to just try and make this shape, a flat shape, look a little bit more 3D, and that's going to be a little bit tricky, but we'll try to pull it off. Just simple bits of lighting. Try to make it a bit bigger. The worst case scenario, if I really hate it, I could go ahead and select all 3 layers, grab the warp tool, and maybe like just sort of literally just bulge that out at the top a little bit, like so. Not like that one, but that top one at least gets a little bit more of a shape to it. What is going on? What's up, Kevin? How you doing? I had my YouTube longer than Discord, so I have. That's why you have different names. What's up, everybody? It's good to see everyone. Yeah, that'll have to do for a minute. We'll come back to it if needs be. So just using colors to try and make this look 3D. Again, as always, if I peel this off, I think it makes a bit of a difference, doesn't it, to the color a little bit? Not quite so much, actually. Is my brightness a bit high? No, neither is that. I wonder why that's coming across a little bit weird. I give up. I say this every week, but I will try and sort something. It will either be like a, I don't know, maybe it's my monitor. Let's just have a look. No, it's definitely the camera. I say it every week. I will try and sort something. But for now, I have an expensive month coming up next month, so we shall see. Luna says, quick question. You know your tutorials where you use canvas texture, like the whale line drawing thing. If you were wanting to do a print onto canvas, would you remove the texture or leave it in? That's a really good question. And to be honest with you, I don't know the answer, because that would pretty much come down to whether or not, a bit of trial and error. Like best case scenario, you would have the availability and possibility to kind of like trial that a few times. If you don't have the money, I wouldn't risk it, because otherwise you're just going to end up potentially wasting your money and not, do you know what I mean? As in, like, it's something that you could oh shit. Sorry. Right, Troy, you got to calm down, mate. I'm mid conversation. Troy, I appreciate you, my friend. You are absolutely smashing it and looking after everybody as always. Please, guys, make sure to thank Troy in the chat. If you get a gifted membership, you get a little badge beside your name. So be sure to thank Troy and comment on everything so I can see your badge in all the comments. Kevin, just working on playing Zelda. I got to draw something pretty soon before I forget how. You still playing Breath of the Wild? And Lindsay says, not going to lie, that Robin tutorial was sick. Have you done it yet? Of course you have. See, that's where the usernames are coming across incorrectly. What's up, Mayaki? Mayak? We'll go with Mayak. Still on the Breath for a while, getting ready for the new game in May. Yeah, if it ever comes. If it ever comes. Is it this light? If I change this light to this one. Let me change it to this one instead. Does that make a difference? It's a little bit softer on me, but I don't really care for that too much. What if I make the brightness really bright? So it has to overcompensate. Let's see, now it can't focus. Damn it. We'll sort it at some point. For now, we'll have to wait. We'll have to wait. I'm going to switch back to the other one. We'll switch back to this one. Right, flipping out. Let me catch up. Luna, yeah. So Rob's has potentially answered your question there. Troy is the GOAT for sure. Lol, I did not mean to mess up the Imperious groove. Just making up for lost time. I appreciate you, Troy. You're a hero. Max, a stupid question. How can I use the membership? So the memberships are, are little badges beside your name. When you comment on anything on my channel, it shows your badge. It's a way of showing that you are a member of the Joel Create channel. And the longer you are a supporter, your badge will change. The first one, so Mayak, I think it's Mayak. I'll just go with that for a minute. Yours is actually a second month, I believe. So you've got your second one, which is orange and yellow. So it's kind of a way of like other people recognizing other people as well that have like got the badges. Like Troy's, for example, is silver because got the stars around it because he's been a supporter for 12 months. And so you've moved from bronze to silver, and then the next time it will change for you is when it goes to 2 years and it changes to gold. So yeah. Rob says, is that gaming chair comfy? I desperately need a new chair. Absolutely not. Don't get it. It was a wonderful present from Mrs. Create, and I actually picked it, so it's me. But over time, when you realize like you're sat in your office the whole life a lot, like I might have to take a trip to what's his name, John Lewis, and pick up another one. But that's all me. That's all me. Okay, cool. So now what we're going to go ahead and do is add some texture to the apple. And to do that, we're going to use a few different brushes. Now, let's see if my wise old head can work this out. I say wise old. You lot are probably screaming at me. You're not old. So if anyone's got a camera just hanging around and wants to just sort of mail it to me, I'll let you know the details. You get that sorted for us, and I'll make sure you're a legend. Duplicate that a few times, pinch that together, and then we will get to warping. I love it when you can do this, where you just warp a little bit of texture to the shape that you're trying to sort of work on. I think it looks great. It just I don't know, ties it all together, you know. And if we bring those points in at the top a little bit more, we can wrap that round towards the top. Now I might redo this layer because it's got a little bit too much. It's a little bit too heavy. If we clip it, it's got some lovely little streaks in it, which looks really cool. Lindsay, is Joel's iPad slightly blurred to anyone else? Or do I need new glasses? It's not blurred as such. It's just this constant battle between having to battle like using certain equipment without investing. Like you kind of reach a limit sometimes with the content that you've got, but for this particular app that's being used over here, it just doesn't allow me to adjust certain aspects. So like, I've just adjusted the focus there. That might make a difference, it might not. So yeah. Right, let me catch up. John Lewis, as in the department store. Yes, absolutely. Not my mate John Lewis from down the road. Red Mystica says, hi Joel, trust the process. I didn't know you were so cute. Now stop it. You're too kind. My hair's just really floppy and a bit mad today. Look at this side. This side's mental. Like a crazy like scientist or something. And you'll notice I've got rid of everything else and I've just gone all in tash. So like if you see me in a porno, it's because of the tash, you know. Unlock some doors for me, maybe in my career. Maybe my career will go in a different direction. Who knows? That's a joke. Joel, does your hoodie come in XXX and have your name on it? I want one. It doesn't have my name on it. It doesn't have Joel Create on it. The hoodies go up to, I think it's like some of the clothing on the site goes up to 5X. So you know, every size in between. So you just I've enabled every single size that you can enable. So just go in and grab whatever you want, but just check each one for the sizes that you want. Lindsay says, that's got a 70s look, Joe. OnlyFans next, you heard him say it. Do you know what? There are certain YouTubers, I find it fascinating that they create content for their like little niche of the internet, but then just also run an OnlyFans at the same time. And I just find it like the most interesting conversation of like how the two just run side by side, that like you can come here and just watch me draw for a bit, and then when I hop off off here, I get up to all sorts of stuff, and you can just carry on watching. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just a crazy idea and concept. But listen, if I've got to set up like a waiting list, just let me know. Times are tough. Times are tough. Don't you think that's just crazy? The fact that like, oh, I can just be watching, oh, I wonder what social networks he's on. I'll go to his website, and then it's like fans only, and it's like, oh, okay, this just took a turn. Fascinating stuff. Fascinating stuff. But listen, if that's your business model or anyone, you do you. Yeah, I thought about putting the name on the hoodies, or like the logo at least. I don't know why I didn't do it. It's not this brush either. I've got a feeling that isn't the incorrect brush. But yeah, I didn't put it on there. I'm not too sure why. A bit of me's like, I think that you could wear that and not have to sort of represent the channel in a way, or like me, or the logo. Maybe the logo would be cool on like the front, on like, maybe I'll create a second one or a third one with the logo included on some of them. So yeah, maybe just I'll keep an eye on people's sort of requests for it. But yeah, I don't know why I didn't really do it. I think, to be honest with you, a lot of it I was getting so wrapped up with the design of this one and how much I was just so excited to like get it going and get it launched and get it ready, that I kind of just like didn't really think about doing anything like that. It's a mad contrast. There's a travel YouTuber who does OF with his GF. Yeah, it's just like, I guess some people get really invested into certain people's lives and just go, okay, cool, I'm down for everything that they provide. And like, if you can provide content that's gonna take up someone's entire day and night, then go for it. I have no judgment here. I'm just trying to just add in some minor details. I'll zoom in for you and just kind of show you what they all look like a little bit clustered together. Can you see the textures in here? So we've got all the streakiness of the apple, but also like these dots as well, just like a nice little extra. Little bit of detail. Maybe because it's a secret club, you gotta know the create channel to get the merch. What's this? What did I miss? Next merch, have it say, if Joel says trust the process, you trust the process, or like put like trust the effing process. We'll really go for it. We'll really push it out. If somebody takes photos with the merch, I'll put you on the store. If you buy something and you take photos with it, and I'll put it on the store, 100%. If you're down for it and you're really you're happy to represent, I'll chuck you on the store. You're doing me a favor at the same time. It'll look cool. I'm all for it. Okay, let's grab all this, group this together. God, we're talking about me setting up like a flipping OnlyFans and everything, and I just totally forgot that I'm meant to be drawing. Right, let's flip that. Which isn't, by the way, if you've just joined, that doesn't happen. Just relax, okay? If you've just joined, we're not actually planning it out, okay? how am I gonna do this? I think it's got to be just that. How did I do it last time? I did. And then I just sort of joined these edges up over here. I'm not too happy with the texture on this side, but for a minute it will do. I'm just trying to prove the concept a little bit. So that's like the underside that's in the water. So this line here is the separation between what will be the water. If you see another person with merch in the wild and you just happen to look past each other and just give each other like a little, that would be mental. That would be crazy. There's no chance in, I don't even think in reality that would ever happen. But if you did, you'd be like, oh, like. I mean, I'll chuck one with the logo on, but the logo would be small. It would still be like trust the process or something. Or maybe we just do a black hoodie with just a white Joel Crate logo in the middle. Real minimal, real simple. Enough that you could literally just wear it with anything. Like, not like, boom, like. Or maybe I'll put the thumbnail for this stream on a hoodie. Or me as Bob Ross on the hoodie. Maybe. Defo taking pics of mine, gonna be all over the Insta for sure. Wait. Oh God. Give me time. We had no merch, but you know, pushed enough and we got the merch, so never say never. Jesus Christ. Troy says, had to let the dog out. Did I hear Joel is starting up OnlyFans for a new camera? I mean, it makes sense for the camera. I'm just not sure I'm willing to do that. Do you know? This conversation comes up I think it comes up about every 4 months on stream. I don't know. At this point, I'm just doing some long-term marketing and just sort of just checking how the market goes. I'll see how invested you are with some merch and then see how invested you are. You know what I mean? Rob says, hey, when one uses the snapping tool, must one have magnetics on as well? Nope, I never use magnetics. I hate that function. It drives me nuts. I hate it. Cool, right, let's get some of the colour of the water in here, shall we? This is going to help give off our illusion. I think I need the isometric grid back in. We'll lower the opacity down. Distort. I just need to flatten it down and make sure that it kind of fits. Like, this won't do much because it's a circle, but I just want to make sure that the angle fits a little bit. And it just tuck in behind there. I have a much brighter colour to add in here too, so I'll chuck this colour here in the back. Bring this above here for a minute. Did I set this to something else on my previous one? We set that to like something a little bit lighter. You can kind of see half of it under the water. We'll see how it goes for a minute. Hoodie with the Bob Create on is cool. It must be a goer, it keeps coming back. Yeah, true. Troy says, lol, how much is a new camera? Is that level of expense? It would definitely be a business expense for sure. What is it? And is it why it jumps? Yes, absolutely. Magnetics is awful. Oh no, not a black magic. No. I have my eye on a Sony one. I have an eye on my Sony one, the Sony ZV-E10 is the one I'm looking for. And they're not too bad. They're about sort of around about the 700 with the kit lens. So that's what I'm aiming to do, I think. I have a very expensive, as I said, very expensive April. I just started, I just paid for a lot of the stuff for our honeymoon. So that's going to be fun. So yeah, it may take a little bit. So you'll have to be patient with me. Let's go ahead and try to. What did I do initially? Oh, I've completely did it. I've done a very, very different shape initially. Let me grab this. We go to freeform and we like make this a lot taller and then move that down. That gives me a little bit more height and a little bit more 3D look. Yeah, and then we need to add in some light rays around the bottom. Magnetics is like for trying to just snap to certain points that it tries to sort of make it feel like it's useful, but it's actually an absolute pain. It's hard to explain. It wants to like snap to certain aspects of the design, and it's totally dependent on what you draw sometimes. So it may want to just snap to like the edge of this layer here, for example, or another layer in the process. So yeah, it's quite a bit of a pain, to be honest with you. Let's also give this maybe like a little bit of motion blur, so it's there under the water. And also I think we could go to something like a darker blend mode maybe. Hard light is a very dark one, but I'm not against it. Red says, only time I sometimes use magnetics is if I'm doing an animated part. Yeah, it'd be good if you were like trying to move something across horizontally and just keep moving it across a little bit. Are we going to have a Bob Ross watch party when it comes on Amazon Prime? Oh, how sick would that be? That'd be sick, but I don't think I can. I think it goes against TOS if you watch like a whole program, especially when it's behind a paywall. But that would be sick if we could just watch it on stream. Lindsay says you should set a donation goal for the lives. It's not a bad idea. Rob says, where are you going on your honeymoon, Joel? We are going to Canada. Should we create some fun little sort of stick arms and stuff for our little bobbing apple? What did I do last time? It was all like circles and lines. So we just draw out a line here, just to say like here, draw in a circle for a knee, and then we'll draw in a line down, and that is just going to be a leg. And we'll do another leg. We'll do another one over here. Little one out like so, little rounded knee, and a little leg down like that. That's fine for a minute. Let's draw in an arm, shall we? Holy shit. Cici says, I hope this will help with the purchase of your camera. You do so much for this You do so much for us. This is a small thank you. Holy smokes. Guys, can we just all have a round of applause in the chat for insane generosity from Cece? I will most definitely put that towards the camera. That is very generous of you. That's crazy. You are a star. Thank you. That's crazy. See, that is a very crazy but very very kind donation. I'm a bit knocked by that, but thank you so much, and I will most definitely, as I said, put it towards the camera. That's very, very, very generous of you. Yeah, it's like that, Tammy. Yeah, so YouTube will take a little bit of a chunk from that, like a good enough chunk, should I say? I can't remember what super chats are actually. Yeah, look. I know creators receive 70% of Super's revenue that is confirmed by Google. So that's better than the 50 that they normally take for everything else. I wish I could do more. No, Sissy, you're extremely generous, and that is a wonderful, wonderful, generous donation. I really appreciate it. You guys, you don't have to super chat at all. I do this for the fun of it. What I will do is use CC's donation and super chat towards the goal that will benefit us all, and that will be us having a much better camera for these live streams that we all take part in. Tammy, you don't have to send me anything at all. Oh, that middle finger's a little bit too large. Did you see that little middle finger was a little bit too large? I want to make sure it's nice and cartoony at the same time. Just like a really cartoony hand. Guys, you don't have to do anything. That's fine. It does instantly make it quite cute. I mean, you could I could put it like this so it looks like he's waving, or I could sort of flip it horizontally. Maybe scale it down and move it over to here. And then he's got some arms there, just bobbing, and we'll put the face in as well. Okay, I'll tackle the question because it feels kind of awkward. You can obviously appreciate from my side of it, it feels a little bit awkward. Yes, I have PayPal. You can go to my website. It's at the bottom of the website, I think. It's at joelcreate.co.uk/links. I'll grab it if you want to. It's up to you. Probably won't see it till after unless you let me know. Links, I think it is. Hang on, let me check it because I don't want you just doing something and then it doesn't work. Or some random fella gets some moolah. Okay, I found it. Do what you want to do. Listen, whatever you do, I'm extremely grateful for, but you please don't get carried away. Let's chuck this into the chat. I think this is it. It looks... Yes. I think that's it, yeah. That is it. Her merch sales, Luna, is tiny. So as a heads up with the merch is really interesting. One, okay, a couple of factors with the merch. Sometimes when you buy stuff like that, it can feel rubbish. It can feel... did that link come through? I sent it. I don't know if it's come through yet to you guys. Am I here? Can you hear me? Can you let me know if that... My message didn't even go through there. Hit that link. It's right at the bottom. It says PayPal. If you want to. So let's talk about the merch. That's actually a really interesting topic in a sense. The merch, when you buy stuff like that, sometimes it... How can I put it? Sometimes when you buy that sort of merch, the person who wants to ship the merch wants to make as much profit out of it as possible. The quality is awful, and they pick the cheapest thing that they can find on the store, chuck the branding on, and then that's all you get. Like, you get like the cheapest one. What I've done instead is I've quite literally picked the best quality hoodie and jumpers that they sell with the brand on. I want it to be something that you at least get and you don't go, oh, this feels a bit rubbish. I want to get it tomorrow and I want it to feel good quality. So I picked the best one, and yes, I'll let you know something. Yesterday when I put the hoodies and jumpers on, I made like 3 or 4 sales yesterday. I broke completely even. If anything, when I have to add the tax on as well, I probably lost a few quid, like 1 or 2 quid. So today or last night even, I balanced out the numbers, and it literally is a break even almost. So by the time the tax is taken off and stuff like that, in terms of my like income, well, not income, but like the income from it, and you take the tax off, nothing. So I literally am just doing it for you. That's all I'm doing it for. You guys wanted the merch. It means it doesn't mean anything to me in terms of a money making scheme. It is just simply provide the community what they want, and we go from there. So that's literally how it works. I'm not against making money. Like, I want to make this a career, don't get me wrong, but I want you guys to have some good stuff. I don't want you to have crud and rubbish that you don't like, and I want it to last, you know? So that's why it is what it is. But I'm happy with that. I like it. I like the fact that we've got good quality content, you know? I don't want to feel guilty to someone who... Oh, hang on. The camera facing down has stopped working. Great. I don't want the quality to feel awful. That's what I don't want. Is this... Okay, I think it's catching up. So yeah, that's the situation with the merch. I made a bit of a, not a mess up, but it's fine. If you got some of the early ones, you cost me money, if anything. It's nothing. It's literally like £1, maybe £2, which is nothing, so it's all good. But these are lessons to be learnt. Lessons to be learnt. How much does he get from merch? We just kind of it's nothing. It's literally like flipping break even. That's what it is. Nah, I'm not gonna, because they're already like 30 quid. They're like 33 quid. So it's pretty expensive stuff already. Like for me, it's not like you're buying like a Vans hoodie or something like that. You're buying a Joel Crate, you know, hoodie. I'm not trying to disrespect what I do either, or like downplay it, but that's what it feels like. Like I want to make sure that it's just nice stuff. That's all. You don't regret buying it, you know. Guys, awesome chat. Rob's, yay. Mercy for the Apple, looks fab. 2 more weeks and I can be here for the whole chat. Off to bed. Catch you all on Discord. Rob, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you hanging around. Okay, hang on. Okay, can we just hang on? Troy, are you here? Okay. Troy, your generosity tonight is insane, and that is wild. And the same with Sissy as well. And okay, so I just checked my emails in case. Troy, you happy for me to say this or not? This is nuts. Okay, Troy. I think we need to let the tax office or someone needs to investigate Troy's finances. Troy, extremely, I want to swear, but I don't want to swear. Extremely generously on PayPal has contributed £100 towards the camera fund. Then also, Tamara, which is here in the chat as well, I believe. Let me scroll up. Where are you? Where's your username gone again? Tammy, otherwise in the chat, also donated 27 as well towards the camera fund. Guys, you are fucking nuts. You guys are awesome and just wonderful messages as well. Thank you for all you teach us, and hope you can get a new camera soon. You guys are fucking insane. That is extremely generous of all of you tonight. That is nuts. Yeah, a round of, let's just everybody give a round of applause in the chat for an amazing community. You guys are absolutely nuts. In the best way possible. Troy says, thank you. It's my pleasure, my friend. It's our way of giving back to you. Thank you for all you do. And Tammy as well. Awesome. Thank you so much. Says, we love you. You guys are insane. Like, actually, like, crazy. and I'll sort it out. I'll get it sorted out. I promise. We'll get the old camera sorted. I'll send you the receipts. Does that mean I've got to like lend you the camera for a couple of weeks every year? Is that how it works? It's like shared ownership. I'm absolutely blown away. That's nuts. It's a timeshare. Okay. A little bit of joint custody. Oh, do you know what we could do here? We could add a little bit of blue that's like reflecting up from the water. That'd be cool. Oh, that looks cool. I really love the kind of bobbly knees. They look really cute. Cece, before you go, thank you so much for dropping in, and your super chat is insane. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful week, and I look forward to seeing you again whenever you're back with us in the chat. And I hope the family's good as well, you boy. No, Troy, it will be going towards the camera. It's a requirement. It's something I've just not had the capability to get hold of. So as soon as I can, I will get it sorted. And that is exactly what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to put it away. I'm going to put it ready to go. I'm also going to go ahead and darken up this side of the apple a little bit more. What's up, Erica? How are you doing? Good to see you. We actually do have the best community on YouTube. You just don't get, like, you don't, it's the support you guys give me beyond just a sub, etc., is just insane. You guys make the extra time and the effort really worth it. And that goes for everyone. Regardless of the donations, etc., that goes for everyone. If you hang out with me and just come and chill out in the live streams with me and support us that way, you guys are nuts, and your support is crazy. For a guy who just makes tutorials on teaching you guys how to draw, not even teaching you guys how to draw. A lot of you can draw. Just what Procreate has to offer, I guess. Those knobbly knees, they're so cute, aren't they? Just, this is something I've wanted to do because it has got a relatively easy aesthetic to it, which I quite like. I think I really like it when we can create a design that just has a bit of an easy look to it. It gets people feeling a bit more confident that they can try it. I have noticed that like certain patterns with the content that I make, like I'll make something that I really love and I think, oh, people are gonna love this. It doesn't do as well as I hope. It's simply because sometimes it's just like, it's not a matter of thinking, oh wow, that looks really stunning, I want to try and do that. It's more a matter of oh, that looks a bit too like that looks a little bit too strong, you know. It's yeah, a little bit too much that I don't think I can replicate, when in reality you can. But yeah, it definitely goes swings and roundabouts like that. We'll give him a little line through the tongue, I think. It's a little cheeky mouth. We'll give him some big eyes. Right, let's have a look then where we are with the chat. Troy, I was just paying the missed to live stream tax. You're the only one who pays that tax. You've made that tax yourself. Red says, you've been a great help to me in learning and navigating Procreate. It is a pleasure. It is the best part of doing all this. Should we give him some like really big eyes? I think he needs some, or she, like some really big cartoony eyes, or do we do like a slightly smaller set? I think sometimes too big looks a bit naff. We can get some nice big cute eyes. Lindsay says, what do you mean just shows you how to draw? You mean more than that? You teach skills and confidence. You're awesome, Joe. And your work is epic. Lindsay, you are a sweetheart. Yeah, this apple has weak limbs. Delta says, I love your tutorials, mate. Delta, I appreciate you dropping in the chat, my friend, and sharing some love. I appreciate you. Milo says, I'm an artist because of you, Joe. Inspired me every tutorial to do more and be better. That is awesome, Milo. It's great. Like some people where I've seen them sort of join the Procreate space from the very beginning of their sort of digital art is also very, very cool, because I get to see that you guys have like completely just changed your impression of the whole space in terms of what you can do, and you've like really pushed yourself, which is great. Let's grab this colour and drag it into here. I think it's this colour. Yeah. Let's grab this one, make it a little bit smaller. A little bit inwards. Oh, that's kind of cute. Maybe we need to move it up and a little bit closer here. And this one too. Let's clip that one. Let's drag that colour in. That's looking ridiculous in a good way. They're not as flat as I did it initially, but I think that looks kind of cute. It takes up a lot more space. The whole design's a lot flatter than the initial one that I did. We'll also add some cool stuff around the legs in a minute, just to show that in the water and stuff. Apples are the only fruit I don't really like to eat unless it's apple sauce or apple pie. Ooh, love me some apple pie. Sunglasses, but maybe not. We did sunglasses on the starfish one. People just completely stopped doing them. Like, it's just like an extra thing that they just couldn't bother to do. Yeah, Joe says, I've always loved that. It was my favourite subject in school, but I was always told Wasn't naturally good at it, so I gave up for years until I found your channel on Procreate. Fingers crossed. That is crazy. It's crazy that somebody else can have, that a teacher can tell you that, but me as a normal person, just literally just making videos on the internet, tells you completely the opposite. And that's not my career to do so. That's not my responsibility either. Your teachers in school, it's their responsibility. But for them to not tell you that is nuts. Fucking pretty harsh as well. I think that's one of the best bits about digital art, is the fact that it is really unforgiving. If you make a mistake, it's just 2 fingers to undo it. It's just really unforgiving, and you can make your mistakes and just continue to learn from it and not be too under pressure by the whole idea of it. Making mistakes is everything. Like, that's why I think you guys sometimes like to say you like the live streams, because you get to see me make mistakes. I always make mistakes. You guys just don't see it. It just gets cut out of the edit. I've said that so many times. Like, your favorite creators, like, not sort of snitching on anyone, but no one out of your favorite creators does everything perfect every single time. That includes me. That includes everyone you follow. No one does it perfect first time. We get the luxury of an edit. You guys don't get to see you don't get to hear the swearing, the mess ups. All that sort of stuff. It does save you money on erasers, exactly. And nobody's perfect. Absolutely. Look how glossy those little eyes look. It's really simple. They're just 2 colours and just a big glossy highlight. Again, the colours look a little bit off. I would say the whole of the face angle is wrong. It's a little bit off. And it's like, oh, hang on. Let's go around here. Let's copy paste. Let's go around there again. Remove it from this layer here. Let's rotate that round a little bit, and let's maybe try and just distort it and give it a little bit of a flatter. Oh. No, I was right. It's all of these layers. Sorry. What I'm trying to do is just sort of give the face a little bit more of an angle, and by just adjusting the position a little bit, it may look like it makes more sense. You can move it really low, give it a really fat sort of head. You can move it really high and then sort of give it a tummy. I kind of like the middle point between there a little bit more, but if you go lower, you give it like that kind of big head look to it. You can have a happy accident and fix easily with digital, exactly. Exactly, Joel. My art teacher at school made me stressed over it and made me never want to draw. Now I learned skills from you. Art is a joy, and I look forward to it so much. You made art accessible for me. You guys have been so nice tonight. What's up? What have you all done wrong? What have you all done wrong? Yeah, the blooper roll is something I have considered, but in the YouTube studio in the back end, they literally like provided a video of a change of their terms of service with regards to swearing and stuff. You'll still see people swearing in videos, but it's a little bit of a change, and yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. I don't want it to affect the channel in any way, you know. I'm going to add some really cool ripple lines now in the water, and this should be quite a fun little effect to make. I think I've got to draw a circle here, nice and large. Fill the center. Let's just duplicate that. I'll invert that for a second. Uniform it down. Actually, no, I don't need to uniform it. I'll just go Gaussian blur, blur that out, grab that selection, clear it from this layer. That should give me like a ring. Yes, it does. And if I flatten this down, chuck it in behind the apple there. That should give me some nice radial lines that I can use to make it look like it's sort of bobbing a bit more. Not sure about it. Not sure. Move it back to the center. What if we blur them? That looks better. It's just background content. We're not too interested. Lovely stuff. Then we will merge them together. We'll duplicate that layer and we'll scale it down, make it really small, and then pop it around the legs. So that one there, a little bit smaller again. Move this one over to here. That's quite fun. Right, sorry, let me catch on. What's up, Judith? How are you doing? Good to see you. Those eyes turned out adorable. That's when you moved it dead low, was me with my... You said it, not me. I got my merch. I've got nothing more to complain over. 10 head, not 4 head. Jesus. Is it possible to post bloopers maybe on Discord perhaps? Yeah, maybe. That's a good idea. That is true. You can't make it up without swearing sometimes. Are you really making art if you aren't W2Fing at your screen 12 times, lol? Or is it just me? No, it's not just you. It's me too. What else did I add on this one? It's very different to the one I made initially. If I change that back to normal, we duplicate this, alpha lock it, and change it to this color. Fill that in. That gives it that look, and we color dodge it. That gives it a nice, really vibrant look, but I don't want it to be too bright. Like it can be brighter over that side, but not on the right side. I'm not fully happy with the shape and the shadows. If we take a look at the original that I drew here, it's a very different sort of design. I've gone way bigger with the animation of the face. This one though has so much more of a 3D sort of look to it. It's less flat than this one. This one's a little bit more downward in terms of the angle. So I'd probably adjust that next time. I'm not going to adjust it this time. It'll take a lot of adjustment. The knees and stuff look better and the arms on the new one. The eyes, I think, and the face does. The ripples are cool on this one. I can't, to be honest with you, it was literally years ago, so I can't remember how I did them, but I like these ones. The camera has stopped working, so another reason why we'll have to get this flipping camera sorted. Judith says, do you need rings around the hands? I could add rings around the hands for sure. It depends on what we are thinking that they are. Are they just touching the water? Are they floating and like just the legs are in? It's kind of up to your imagination in a way. But we could duplicate, say, this one over here and like put it fairly close to the hand. So it's like it's not quite in it. Maybe just the fingers are touching. Like that kind of thing. I would probably leave the other side. I don't want the rings to be too strong. If you were to do like the wrist, I think you end up having to get into like extra effects. So if I was to like grab this, let's say, and move this up, let's try and imagine that this is in the water now. The bottom part of that needs to probably be like blurred out. So if we grab the smudge tool and we grab like airbrushing and we go up to like here, not so much, I don't want to destroy it too much, but you would get rid of quite a bit just to show that the hand's in the water like that. But that has a reflection, but that's quite a big area. That does look cool though. It does make it look like it definitely does. Oh, for God's sake. I'm sorry. It's catching up. This camera hasn't frozen though, it's just a downward one. Great stuff, great stuff. Okay, while we wait, so this is what I'm doing. Hang on, we'll make this work. So I think we just blur this bit out down here, okay? Yeah, we just blur this bit out down here, and you can obviously see. There you go. Look, there you go. So that's if you wanted to add some ripples to the hands. Still not working. Right. Let's just everybody breathe. Everybody breathe. It's fine. So what? The camera stopped working in the stream and it's all good. It's all fine. It's fine. Bear with me. We'll see if this works or not. Otherwise, we'll wrap it. I'm fine, really. I'm only joking. It's not something to be stressed over. Hey, but how good is that merch look? Hey, how good does that look? Oh my God's sake. Why is this just randomly stopped working? I'll turn my phone off, on and off. Bear with me while we sort this out. What are we talking about? Give me a topic. What are we talking about? Oh, great. Look at this wave on the side here. Damn. Just turning it back on and off. How did I get started drawing in Procreate? So, lockdown 2020. I bought myself an iPad, and I knew I wanted to draw immediately. I was going to use it for like work as well, and I knew I wanted to draw on it. So I bought an Apple Pen pretty quickly after, and after that I started just doing tutorials, like tutorials that everybody else does on YouTube, like close tutorials, everybody's tutorials that are out there. But but it very quickly sort of got to the point where I was like, I have to start doing these tutorials myself. I have to start doing it, and so I did. I started, but I all started with Procreate wise, yeah, that's how it started. And I was about to show you, but obviously this has just gone to pot. So I started drawing tutorials, then I started drawing my own sort of stuff, and I very quickly got a lot of views on TikTok. It was like the last sort of TikTok went through sort of a phase where lots of creators were getting a lot of views, and so after that I got a lot of views on one TikTok, and the whole thing just sort of went off from there. And after that it sorry, I'm getting distracted, aren't I? I'm distracting myself. I got a lot of views, and then I started getting a lot of people asking me for like album covers and stuff, like just like smaller artists, but it was really sick to do. And then also logos and stuff, and some being, stuff I like to make, some being just like straightforward minimal stuff like that. So yeah, it very quickly took off. And one TikTok in particular, it was like a 2020 going into 2021, where the one was an injection, like a COVID-19 injection, like a what's it called, vaccination, and the other one was 2020. The second 0 was the COVID sort of like germ graphic, and then they very quickly turned into a lot of views. And went from there, just kicked off, and within 14 days I had chaos on my phone, and very quickly made the YouTube channel. So yeah, it's mental. It's been crazy that it's like just over 2 years now. We'll see how it works. Stop it, I'm not blushing, you are. Who is your influence as an artist? Loads of people. My mate would take the absolute mick out of me if I said Bob Ross for the landscapes, but it's very true. The way he laid out a landscape was sick. I love watching stuff on Twitch. What else is there? I don't know about inspiration in particular. I do from a creator point of view admire I guess you could say the big guns in the space, but for obvious reasons, because like, I actually spoke to Flo recently on Instagram and was like, we just had like a bit of a backwards and forwards and just talking about how I find it amazingly fascinating to understand and to just like sort of understand how someone like Flo has managed to stay creative for so long and do these. And what I mean by that is, like, week by week, sometimes you can have a really quiet, in your mind, a little bit of a quiet week in terms of just not a lot of creativity happening. But then out of nowhere, you'll have a flood of it. But to do it for like 5 to 7 years, I feel it quite frequently, the pressures, etc. At 2 and a bit years in. So I don't know how she just managed to continue to do it. Like, I find it fascinating and so interesting. Guys, I'm so sorry if you're just tuning in. The downward camera has just decided to stop working. So it was working perfectly fine, and now it's not. So we're just constantly retrying it until it does. I think it's because the battery's got low on my phone. So I think that's what it is. What if we try it like this? So we're just working through some technical difficulties live instead. What were we talking about? Yeah, so just flow and like, so my favorites in the space anyway, in terms of a Procreate space, would be James Julia. Is just fascinating the way he can make a landscape look so realistic with very little sort of, I feel like he does it so simply, and it's wonderful to watch. Like, it's so good to watch the way he just like makes things look so simple with just like maybe 1 or 2 brushes. It's fascinating, it really is. I love Tati's work. I think Tati's work is sick. She always uses so much texture, as in like there's very rarely in her work where there's a space that's left untexturized in some way. I think it's sick. I think it's a really interesting way of doing it. It's like, for some people it would be overdoing it, whereas for her it just works. It works. It's just her style. It just looks sick. But yeah, I mean, they're the ones I kind of look for the most in terms of like just understanding how they do it, you know. But yeah, it's just such an interesting space to be in. Like, do you know what I love? I love a Friday on Instagram, and like, I think Friday should be celebrated more in the Procreate space, because Friday is this like bang tutorial from one creator, bang tutorial from another creator, bam bam, and like, as just a user of Procreate, you can just sit there and be like, this is insane. Like, we're getting all this content ready for the weekend, and you can just go, yep, I want to do that, I'll chuck that in my watch later. Oh, I want to grab that, I'll watch that in my watch later. You know, it's so cool that that's just the type of space we occupy in the internet. You know, you get your moments where, like, obviously, like, I'm just going to put this on charge for a minute and see if it comes back to us. It might be that, it might not be, I don't know. But for the minute, we'll roll with that theory that that's the problem. But yeah, like, Fridays are just awesome. Like, so much content and so much variety. Like, I know, like, on a Friday, I like see them and I'm like, yeah, what, I'm putting my work out there, but like, who else is also, who am I competing with for your time? You know, essentially, like, where does my video rank in all the videos that came out this Friday, essentially? And go from there. I know James's is like a Sunday, I think it is, or something like that, but majority of them are like a Friday. But also Angry Miko is a massive inspiration, actually, in terms of just the style of work. Again, just not getting into hyper details and stuff. It's just a really simple in a way. What he does in the nicest way possible. I mean that, and like he does create a lot of detail, but he's so particular with like if this frame here is your design, you don't add anything here and here. No one cares. Like you just add it in the middle. That's the best bit. That's where you want your users to look. Troy says, not sure how he does it. Talking about James Julia. I have never tried one of his tutorials, but I watched them. Yeah, he is just nuts. Red says, I love Flow. You two and is it Genevieve? I think it is. Genevieve. Are my go-tos. I'm learning so many different styles to play with. Exactly. Tammy says, I love James, but he intimidates me. That's the thing, like his opening line, isn't it? Is like, I make detailed photos easy to make, or something like that. Complex photos made easy, sort of thing. I can't remember word for word. But yeah, like everyone in the space is sick, and I like also just keeping an eye on what people are doing and just like analyzing and understanding that what they're enjoying at the minute. Like Flow's work lately has been. Might as well just grab the mic a little bit closer and just have a chat, shall we? Let's get right into the weeds of it. Don't tell me if that's too loud as well, by the way, if I start screaming at you. What was I saying? Yeah, like I've noticed lately, like Flo's got a certain vibe to her work in probably the last 4 or 5 weeks, in terms of the that kind of cartoony illustration style, which is just gorgeous, and like the 3D rooms, the isometric rooms, they're sick. I tried my hand at a few like isometric content, and it is just like it's a huge thing to do. I also saw that she uploaded a tutorial that was 2.5 hours long, and I think that's amazing for the space. I think it's great for the Procreate space that we've got to a point where, I say this like probably week in, week out, so if you've heard this before, I'm sorry. If you want to go make a cup of tea, I'll see you in a minute. But that we got to the space in the Procreate like area where we're now, a lot of people are really happy to just take the content regardless of what the duration is, and I appreciate, and I think some people also can appreciate, is that sometimes we want to draw what we want to draw as the creator, and so oh shit, hang on, sorry. Kevin says, I gotta go make burritos for dinner. I'll see you later. Kevin, I appreciate you hanging out, my friend. It's good to see you, and hopefully see you again next week. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, just like people, I know that, like, for example, I can gauge at the minute either Flo's loving the content that she's drawing and just enjoying it, so wants to make more of it. Love that. Or, potentially the views are good or something like that, but like, we want to make content that we want to make. And if it's a little bit longer, it's a little bit longer. At the minute, mine are probably in the last like few months all averaging around an hour, because I don't want to just make content that I'm just like okay with. I want to make content that I really like and I love the amount of detail to and stuff like that. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm going with it, which is sick. It's fun. It's just nice. It's nice to just like create something and know that like you're really getting into the weeds of it. Let me catch up with where you were before I started going on. Kevin says, I've been watching Michelle the painter too, even though she works with acrylics. I remember you saying about that, Kevin, on Discord. BJ Dell is awesome as well. I've only watched maybe 1 or 2 of his videos. He's got like a really cartoony style, doesn't he? Now, don't get me wrong, you touched there on like people like Funky as well. Like I love to see the new creators join the space. I love it. I love finding a channel, especially in their very early days, and it's like no one knows of them just yet, but you look at the content and go, that's gonna be a banger. Like you can just see it coming. And like I love the dedication as well. Like that's all this is just dedication constantly to just keep on putting the content out. So yeah, like Funky, someone else has mentioned Apple Crisp as well. People I've had on the special guest series on the channel. I love that. I love that. Jay says Flow's work's gotten intense and more difficult. Yeah, I can imagine. What about Get Muse? She's amazing. I don't think I've seen Get Muse before, but I will definitely take a look after this. Red says I've got 15 James vids on my playlist, but haven't gotten the guts to tackle one yet. Yeah, is that they're a good style to, I think, crack on with. I think if you can take on a James Julia and be comfortable with it, completely roll with that side of Procreate. Like, just go with it. Create those detailed landscapes without even doing too much. You know, he's the genius behind that whole philosophy. It's impossible to do great art in 20 minutes. It is. I've noticed recently that I look at some of my tutorial durations and I go, God, man, what took you so long? And then I have this constant internal battle where I'm like, I make videos in a certain way, and sometimes that is explaining a point for 10 seconds too long or something like that, you know. Hang on, before we wrap this up, Troy, can we just all have a massive round of applause for Troy in the chat? Your generosity, mate, is insane. Your donation towards the camera fund is enormous, and I'm very, very grateful for the donations, but to have you as part of the community. So I appreciate you, Troy. Have a wonderful week, my friend, and we'll see you again next week, hopefully, if work does not take over the rest of your day. Thank you guys for giving Troy the love in the chat. Yeah, so I was saying that, like, I can always say to myself, I'm always like, well, maybe I should stop describing things in a certain way, or just go be faster. No, I don't want to make videos. That's not how I record my videos either. That's how I just do it, you know. So yeah, it's just my style. It's just the style, I guess, and that's what we roll with, and that's what we will continue to roll with, you know. Judith says, I've not heard of most of these. I've tried James tutorials, but only got halfway. Yeah, James, there's loads of them. We always love to hype them up. Slow and detailed, I appreciate. I try to go as slow as I can without, you know, having to. I can never. Someone actually like got a bit upset with me once, and they were saying that, like, you go too fast sometimes, and you're far too fast, and you need to take pauses. But it's impossible for me to ever understand or like work out how slow someone maybe is going. I don't mean that in like a horrible way, but it's I could. Slow's the wrong word. It's impossible for me to understand. Hang on, before I carry on, Tammy, again, Tammy's off, guys. Please, can we also have another massive round of applause in the chat for Tammy, who also extremely generously has contributed towards the camera fund that we've spontaneously made tonight. Tammy, thank you so much for your wonderful generosity, and I want to wish you a wonderful week, and we'll see you again next week, hopefully, in the chat. And I'll have my merch as well next week, so that'll be sick. So yeah, I was saying, it's impossible for me to understand the pace in which someone else does the tutorials, which is why I put that video up. You know, if I'm going too fast, you can slow YouTube down completely. It's whatever, and it's the best for you. And so yeah, and I realized exactly what you're saying there is, like, it's a style, I guess, of video creation. So if it's working out now, don't change it. It's just the way it is, you know. So yeah, slowing down videos is the best way to do it. So yeah, Lindsay says, I love your style, Joe. It's well paced and well explained, and you can always pause and rewind. Exactly, you guys have the function to do that, and that's how I always did tutorials. I would watch a step, and if I'll be like, I'll try and replicate that, and then I'll go, oh, I didn't quite nail it, let me rewind and do it again. And then, or how did they do it, let me just go back and triple check, you know. Little things like that. Benthai creations. I recently did your jackpot animation and I loved it. That's awesome. I want to do more and more of animation, but it's always about sort of battling it in and fitting it all in. Someone messaged me the other day and said, do you have sort of a guide for beginners? And it's something that has been on my mind for a while, and I think I just need to sort of get on with it and dedicate some time towards that concept. But I want to create like a web page on my website that's like completely aimed at beginners, but a full playlist. You know, like how Procreate have recently started creating some tutorials, but I'm talking like more than that, of just the tutorials in terms of like a guide before you even get to Procreate, like little things to consider, like this, that, and the other that I want to put in a video. So that's something that I'm going to start working on soon, of like a beginner's guide to Procreate, but like a very early beginner's guide. Should we try this camera again? Should we see if this is going to work this time? So yeah, that's something I've got in the works as a concept. If this is the reason why this does this, then that's not that bad. If it's the battery when it gets too low isn't enough. Yeah, I'd love to be drawing again, Lindsay, but you just won't be able to follow along. Well, not follow along, at least watch along. Why has it stopped flipping working? Just trying to think of like any possible solutions to get this maybe just back up and working again before we wrap it up, or if we wrap it up now because it's not working. I'll try turning it on and off again. Let's try again. Yeah, beginner's guide. So yeah, it'd be fun. It's like a things to consider before you get Procreate. Yeah, just a few bits and bobs like that. I can't actually believe how now that our wonderfully generous friends have left the chat while they're gone for a second. I actually can't believe like that people are that kind, and that like I'm not. Please don't also ever think that I'm saying that by not doing those things you're not a kind person. Do you know what I mean? Don't ever feel like that way. What we're talking about is specifically their what they did tonight, and that is so like so kind and so generous of people to do that. It's insane. We'll have another go, shall we? Oh, please work. I don't think we're gonna have much luck, my friends. I really don't. Joel's just a boy standing in front of an iPhone begging it to work. Oh no. I don't know. I think we're just gonna have to. We'll either sit and have a chat for a minute. I guess the drawing side of it is just done for the day. I guess. I'll see if I can get it. Yeah. Do that. I'm working on some other stuff. We'll see. See if we've got some other fixes. Does your full time involve art, Joel? So yes, to an extent. My full time job is a project manager for an app development company, but my job is very fun and creative for what it does. Now, there are aspects of art in a sense where I use Photoshop to design apps and websites, so that's another creative output, which is really fun. And also just creating apps and designing prototypes and designs for companies. Yeah, it's very fun, very fun. I love what I do sometimes. Sometimes it is very hard work and very stressful in terms of some of the things you have to balance, to put it lightly. But yeah, it is a creative output. I realize I have I always try to tell people I believe people have a mental tank for the day, and they have a physical tank. So physical wise, you go to the gym, you tire yourself out, you go for a walk or whatever, and then you've got to keep the tank down, and then the tank slowly rises and rises, and once it gets to the point where it's full and starts to overflow, that's when you start to get a little bit loopy, irritable, whatever it may be. I find myself getting irritable, so I have to keep my creativity and mental output, which is what all of this does for me, low constantly, otherwise I get irritable. So yeah. Lindsay says, it's been real, Jay. Might as well sell my iPad now. It's such a pain. It's like watching a kettle boil. Just forget about it. It will spring back to life. Hopefully. I did this a couple of weeks ago though, so I don't know why I just randomly decided to do it now. I don't know what the solution is either to Oh, that's an option. Hang on, might have another solution here. We might have another solution. Let's try this one. That's an interest take, Joel. The true and true, I get Mardy with no creative output. Yeah, it definitely. Bloody hell, is that Kirsty? I'm right, yeah? She's been so long, But yes, I do believe that genuinely is the case. Okay, we might be good. Hang on a second. Hold the front door. You have to literally watch me edit my stream live. Enjoy. Right, let's turn that one off. Let's go in here. You're witnessing a breakdown right now. Let's go. Not a breakdown. That's an exaggeration. Okay, we're gonna go into here. We are gonna add a new one. I'm gonna rename this one. Add this in. Bear with me, folks. Well, holy smokes, we did it. Okay, let's just adjust all this to fit so we can see my face. Great stuff. Let's scale this up. God, he's only gone and fixed it, and folks, get in. My genius just has no limit. There we go. Get in. Right, let's finish this flipping apple, shall we? Woo! And I think, from memory, this app actually allows me to adjust the ISO, which is good. That should be 1/120. No. Oh god, this is a game changer. At least until the old camera comes in. That's too dark. Listen, let's just leave it, alright? Everybody happy? Say aye. Woo! Alright, let's just scroll back for a minute. Listen, I really appreciate you guys hanging out with just me talking for a bit. Kirsty, what's up? Did I miss you? I definitely did. How's life? I haven't seen you for ages. What's brought you to this corner of the internet, eh? Yeah. That's exactly what I did. I was like, listen, I've had enough of this drawing nonsense. I just want to get my kit off and create the OnlyFans right here in front of all of you. That or I was on my break. That's true. I miss the hair and porno stash. I rate the tash, you know. I'm not blessed with the best beard in the world, but you know, I'm only a young lad. But yeah, I thought my friends would be like, oh god, what is that on your face? But no, everybody didn't say anything, and I'm like, what, really? Nothing? So I'm all for it. Maybe they're just overwhelmed by the sheer sex appeal of the mustache that they just can't speak anymore, you know? That's my theory. Could be completely incorrect. I'm glad you popped in to say hello. I appreciate your face being in here. It's great to see you. I love seeing like people that were like in the older tutorials as well. Like it's great because you guys like I have a terrible memory for a start, so it's good to actually see my brain just be like, oh yeah, you know that person. Just trying to work out the best option here. Making this look right. It's still not as nice as I would like it to look, but I don't know enough about this to that's okay. Still like really red though, isn't it? We'll work it out. So that's it. No song. Thought we would have a song while we were waiting. I unfortunately cannot sing to save my life. I just wanted to pop in and say hi. I missed you. Life's good. I bought a house. Oh, sick. Have you just bought it? Are you moving in? What's your stage at? So what's left to do with the apple? Yeah, I don't really know. I don't know why we bothered. There's a stalk missing at the top. Also possibilities of like blurring out some of the legs and stuff. That's it really. Lol, we definitely still watch if it was just you. I appreciate it. And he says, it's the sheer manliness of the tash jar leaves them speechless. My dad had a tash as well, so maybe it's just genetics. Daria, this was my first live. It was great to watch you and listen to you. I hope we'll manage to see you live again. This apple is so cute. I love the glossy eyes. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. You're very welcome, Daria. It's a pleasure to have you in the stream. I'm sorry for the inconvenience of the technical difficulties in the middle. But we did it. We did it. Can I adjust the settings from here? Can I? let's bring that to what is normally the right settings, which is here. Let's bring the ISO down to what it normally is, which is here. And let's bring this to whatever, 120, roughly there. Has that gone a bit dark for you? Oh. Shouldn't have touched it. Shouldn't have touched it. Try. Yeah, we're back. Bit bright. I'm just not going to touch it. I'm not going to touch it. We'll just leave it. It's been a disaster. Kirsty says, I'll always be around. Just life has taken over lately. My aunt sadly passed away in November, so I've been driving an hour down to look after my uncle, which has been a lot. That's really sad news, Kirsty. I'm really sorry to hear that. Losing anyone is awful. I can appreciate, but it's so lovely of you to be looking after your uncle as well. It's really lovely. But you've signed contracts and will be moving in May. That's awesome. Not that long now. Okay, maybe we just need to just lower this down a little bit. Everybody shout at me if it goes wrong. Red is such an annoying color to try and get on these on the camera. It's just so annoying. It just doesn't ever look right. It always gets blown out. Like that looks so much darker on my camera. Like you can't see any of the streaks or information in it at all. Oh, for God's sake. I think we're done for, guys. It's not been a disaster, you're right, it is not. Jesus. Oh, at least we got it back though. At least we got it back. Yeah, so this is what we did today. I'm not going to do any more on it. I just really don't want to. This was the initial idea. That was the initial idea. And then this was today's version. When it wants to do whatever the it's doing. Hey, but how good does that merch look though? It's not even down there. It's like all the way down there. We don't need to look at anything else. Let's just look at how beautiful the new merch is. Damn. That exact one I'm getting tomorrow. See the guidelines in the background? Don't know if all that detail is going to come across. But look at that. Oof. Beautiful stuff. Links in the description if you want to grab one. Hopefully shipping's not too bad. Okay, we did it. We did it. Yeah, I know I'm touching stuff again. Sorry. I'm glad you passed it to me. It does look good. I'm very pleased with it. Yeah, I'm a big deal now, Kirsty. Like, you've been gone for so long, you know. 30,000 plus subscribers, Patreon flying. The only problem we got is just I just can't give up. I can't get a camera to work for the life of me. So yeah, this is what the streams are now. It's just me. I might rename the streams. Me and my Tash do FAQs. FAQs? Q&As. Madness. Yeah, but if you want to grab the merch, Milo put a link in the chat. Just take a look. Treat yourself. Guys, should we hang around for a bit longer? Should we just chill for a bit? No, you're too kind. You're too kind, Kirsty. I'm not going to touch any. I'm just not going to touch anything. Let's just relax. Yeah, tuck my chair under. I'll bring my mic across. You don't want to see cables. There we go. Hello. How you doing? Oh, dogs are good. Dogs are very good. Thank you for asking. They don't come down here now while I'm streaming because this light, this is what's called a hair light. So there's another light just up here. It's just meant to just catch on your top of your hair, just to give you like a nice outline, you know. And yeah, it just gets knocked over by the dogs all the time, and it could come crashing down. And I just don't want that. Can't be bothered with that. Move away from the camera? What do you mean? What have I done? Look at this hair. The camera is having a nightmare trying to keep up with where I am. So we'll leave it at that. Yeah, I'll kick him out. Oh, what a nightmare this has been. From a technical point of view. I don't enjoy looking at myself. I don't. I promise. I don't. You guys are just lying if you say that. Does it have a better... I've always thought that this mic has a better sound when it's really close. Oh, that camera's on offer on Amazon. I might just do it. I'll have to tell Mrs. Crate though. Oh, God. I'm going to get killed for it. I'm going to get absolutely battered for it. Yeah, should we do a... Closer to camera? Yeah, but then your headlet's massive. Yes, you did. Thank you, Kirsty, for asking. Very good. I'm a little bit louder. Just like real close to it. That's what a lot of podcasters do, don't they? They keep it nice and close. So it's a real deep, richer sound. What time is it where everyone is? So for me, it's now 10 o'clock. So it's normal time for me to be wrapping this up. I will apologize for the state of the fact that things just keep going wrong. It's not my fault, but they do. They just keep going a little bit wrong. With the stream, it's happened a couple of weeks in a row, so we'll see what we can do. But anyway, merch coming, and merch coming tomorrow. Another one hopefully in the week. So by the time it comes round to next week's stream, I'll have both hopefully. He's having a good hair day. We rate this, do we? We rate the curly locks. It's usually not like this. It's just rainwater that's just got knackered on it. Puerto Rico. Always have the curtains, just never as like flipped out as this. Quite so much. Maybe I'll start rocking it. Who knows? Judith says, is it worth getting a glove? I love having a glove. The amount of accidental touches I always get on the iPad and on Procreate is eliminated completely with a glove. This one is by Doodro. So that one is by Doodro, and it has this extra bit at the top, which just hooks onto the top of your hand. But you can see that nice pad here. It's quite comfortable to wear. The pen tips do their version as well. So pen tips have this one, but it doesn't have the loop at the top. Arguably a thicker pad at the bottom, so they don't have one. But yeah, if you decide to get one from pen tips, you can get 5% off using the link in the description. And the other one is by Doodro. I don't have a discount code for that one, but whichever one you prefer. I tend to use my Doodro one more often because the one that goes over the top, let me just feel what the pen tips one is like. The pen tips one feels a lot freer. You're just literally doing it for that, whereas the Doodro one definitely feels more like a full glove almost, just because of the fact it wraps onto the top of your hand and around the whole back of your hand. So like that's that one. You see it goes up into this point here, and then that one there leaves your fingers up there completely free, so it's totally up to you. Yes, I'll probably grow my hair out again if and when. Should I try and we can still use my iPad. I can just show you stuff from my iPad. So if you were never here before when we used to do the streams back in the day, well, I used to have longer hair, you can decide, what do we think? God, this stream has just gone on a whole different route. Some people liked it, some people hated it. I think, to be honest with you, I just never really knew what to do with it, in terms of I never knew what I wanted to, like, how to style it and stuff. Well, not style it, but like literally, I guess, like maintain it, look after it when it was longer. Why is there only like a limited amount? A man bun. Nah, see, I've got a poor. I don't think I can. I don't think I can like pull that back properly enough. You know. I just don't think it looks great on my type of forehead. But I did. I'll show you a photo. Let's have a look. Oh my god! I'll show you some absolute shockers from back in the day, as well. I used to wear beanies all the time, didn't I? God, we used to have like the different layout as well. Let me find a nice photo. Okay, here's me just messing about at a pumpkin patch, but with the with the much longer hair. Enjoy. Is it gonna focus? Oh, is it not gonna do it? How could I change that? There we go. Okay, so there's your boy. God, look at that. Look at that hair. Damn. That's some long locks. Sorry, Kirsty is off. Right, you beautiful lot. I have to go be an adult now. Make my bed up after laundry day. Joe, it's been a pleasure. Missed you lots. Take care. Take care of yourself. It's lovely to see you in the chat. So that was longer hair. Look at this geezer. Look at this geezer feeling himself. Big oversized tee, always with the beanie on. Long hair. Long hair. It did look quite good. I quite liked it. It's a really lovely photo of my hair with my mum. Oh, I loved it. That makes me want to grow my hair. 2 seconds. That makes me want to grow my hair back out again. Look at that fella. Damn. So yeah, now we got knackered curtains. Should put that cool effect back on. Testing. You can hear me. You can't see me. God. Right. I'm not going to try and fix it. I'm not going to try and fix it. We're just done. It's just been an absolute mental state. Listen, if you're still here for all of this absolute disaster in terms of a technical difficulties, I appreciate you hanging out. This has been a wonderful stream. I can't believe how generous people are. What I was saying, actually, because I want to make sure that's probably on record before I go, the generosity and the support of this community will forever continue to blow my mind, and I will make sure that their wonderfully generous donations will go towards the camera. It will get sorted. We'll get everything sorted, and we'll work out all the bits and bobs that we got to grab to keep this, to get it going again in terms of
cut out any issues. So, as always, I appreciate you all hanging out. I love you all very much. Great to see new faces, old faces, everyone in between. And I'll catch you again next week. And if you want some merch, be sure to go check out the store. And otherwise, make sure to come and join us over on Patreon for lots and lots of fun tutorials and learn new skills, should I say, with all of those tutorials. Much love to all of you. Thank you so much for hanging out for all this. I'm going to go for a walk. I'll see you later.